there really wasn't like a specific genre that you could kind of roll this up into a nice, neat little package.
It's not that it's a gospel movie, but it does have a lot of religious overtones.
Hidden and subtle nuances that are thought-provoking.
Religion that's supposed to be, non-violent, I guess you could say, and holy.
And all of a sudden, just, like left turn, boom.
You're throwing this, like, wrench into it.
When you put controversy in there, people talk about it, and then they'll want to see, well, what's the current controversy about?
The movie has cussing in it, it has violence, it has sex.
It actually reminds me a lot of Rob Zombie's stuff.
People being killed and shirts coming off.
I think if Christian people can't understand that, why would somebody make a movie that has Christian stuff going on and they have these sinners in it?
Why would you think that spiritual enlightenment or God isn't there? I mean, he has to show up somehow.
The word rapture has many different meanings. It has a spiritual nature and sexual.
I play Trinity. She's a whore. I play Roxy. She's a vixen.
They're like two peas in a pod. If there's a party to go to, if there's a bowl of drugs, if there's something to do to have a good time, they're there together. Then there's the male version of them, which is Richie.
He's up front. He tries to be sharp, and a lot of times that takes him a little too far.
You're not so fucking good at your fucking guns, are you? Suck my dick, bitch!
Grace and Spencer are actually a couple, and they're like out of the main group of kids, they're the religious couple.
Well, we want to get married, and I want to be with her the rest of my life, sort of deal. Okay? So, that's basically that.
If he wants to have sex, he has to wait.
He's a Christian with a hair trigger temper.
Grace represents purity and is like the female Christ in the story.
Untarnished, unblemished, she's a perfect soul.
Even in a situation where she has a gun in her face, she's still not going to cuss, and she's still going to say, I'm going to pray for you.
Wolf represents a fallen angel, basically the devil.
The leader of the wolf pack.
Gus doesn't get much leeway with Wolf as far as things he does wrong, and Stevie as well.
Stevie Boy is a nasty son of a bitch.
And his idea of partying is cutting up a bitch and putting her in a trash bag.
Sybil and Stevie Boy's relationship is pretty complex. They kind of have this toxic relationship.
Sybil is the femme fatale in the movie.
Just like the famous movie with the split personalities.
Calling her bipolar is an understatement.
She turns into a psycho crazy bitch.
Wolf's brother Alvy is also in the group.
Remember, your father's a preacher who fucked you up.
Kurt, the writer, has he developed some really interesting characters.
When we wrote the script, we had a lot more religious dialogue between Wolf and Grace. But as we revised the script and as we were shooting, we kind of determined less is more, so we trimmed some of that down. But in the visual shooting style, there's all kinds of imagery in the scene. So if I'm not going to have the overt dialogue of the religious tone, I'm going to visually suggest the spirituality.
He has a vision, and he doesn't stop until he gets everything perfect, how he sees it.
Over the shoulder, documentary style.
Follow them like a fly on the wall with the camera.
That feel of those 80s, 70s slasher movies.
During the filming of the movie, we used the script as basically, it wasn't a Bible, it was a guideline.
I just had given up just going in, trying to practice the scene, because I figured, well, this is the way that it's going, but we're going here, there, and everywhere.
I had to really tap into my inner rage and just bring out my big Latin flair.
Got an on-screen Hummer, but she's not a method actor, so that kind of bummed me out.
A lot of it was just on the fly.
When you're on set and you're interacting with this guy and how he's playing his character.
Some were method actors.
It's just a transformation. When I'd be in the makeup chair, I could just feel myself changing.
From time to time, though, the character, and I think all of us did this at some point, the character would kind of come out in real life.
While I was behind the camera, Kurt and John actually helped stage the blocking of the scenes.
Whenever Kurt wanted to motivate the characters into whatever scene it was, he wasn't Kurt, he was Wolf.
Yelling at Roxy to do something because he's still the crazy character.
You know, when you have a fire under you, you tend to jump faster.
When I came onto the set, it wasn't disorganized, it was just stressed.
Well, a lot of hurry up and wait.
The obstacle was there, the AC compressor for the makeup artist. We could not shoot extra scenes that we could have done if we had an extra trailer somewhere else.
We used my mom's house for a lot of the locations.
Added trailers, one against the other.
Closed up area, smaller unit.
The whole thing was 3 sets in one space.
It was very claustrophobic.
It was very narrow.
The feelings of being trapped.
The ceiling was very low.
The garage scene was definitely a little scary.
Wanted her to be dragged to hell.
There's just something about real spider webs or real rusted tools.
It's a lot of chainsaws, knives, machetes, hammers, a killer's paradise.
Had a life of its own, that no matter what was going on, it was a sinister place.
I wasn't actually expecting Kurt to be as aggressive as he was.
I was in the process of reaching to grab her in the hair and punch her in the face when I realized, as Kurt, you can't do that.
But because he didn't tell me what he was going to do, it made it more real.
He scared the piss out of them.
That night, I actually went to the hotel, and my whole body convulsed in a cramp, and I was laying in my hotel floor with no one to help me.
It's an amazing performance, but what's the expression about what price glory?
I think that for non-creative people, there's a great misunderstanding of what it takes to be creative.
We didn't finish the movie within the plan.
Sometimes when you go by plans, things don't go, as you prioritize.
When you're doing something, you're dying, and things don't go right.
You get frustrated because you feel like you're not accomplishing your end result. You feel like you're stuck in a rut.
Brings out some strange conflicts of human nature.
I just had to say, look, trust me, if we just do exactly what I'm asking you to do, it'll all work out.
We rolled with the punches.
It's like a game of golf. You during the day, you get upset, you get tired, you get whatever, but at the end of the day, you look back on it and you know what? We had some good shots. And that's golf. That's, many some bad shots, but you remember the good ones when you walk away. Same thing here. And shots still kind of works in the lingo.
It was somewhat of an investment, but also kind of an adventure at the same time.
I was just amazed by the hard work everybody had put in.
The writers, Royce and Kurt, did an awesome job with this psychological kind of building of the characters.
Hopefully, people will watch it. They'll get the message as they're munching their popcorn and smoking their dope, some of them with their beer. Bless them.